Hi guys, my name is Bethany Parker. I am a current 21-year-old college student, and I just wanted to share this video to help the people out there who have experienced something similar to me, who are experiencing it right now, who have previously experienced it, or maybe they are experiencing it and they don't even realize how severe it is, and maybe this will help give them some clarity. So the subject I'm talking about is domestic violence, and statistically speaking, according to the NCADV, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States alone. So this 20 people per minute equates to over 10 million people per year, only in the United States. So for how many people that this affects, I don't believe that is talked about enough, and I don't believe that people have the right tools to get help if they need it. It is something I take extremely seriously because I am a former victim of it, and I kind of just want to share my story as well to kind of give my side on things and talk about how I didn't see what was happening to me until it was way too late. So for me, it has been about a year and a half since I'm in this relationship, and this relationship lasted for almost 2 years. So in the beginning, it was normal, extremely normal, you know. There were a few red flags, but I chose to ignore them, like most of us do. You know, we give people second chances because we care about them and we want to be there for them and we want to be a good person. So, and I just want to say that by choosing to not be with somebody in the beginning when they show those red flags, it does not mean you're a bad person. It actually shows how much self-respect you have and self-love, that you're not going to put up with certain things because those are your standards, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I just wanted to say that. But most of us maybe don't realize how severe something is until we bring it up to a friend, a family member, and they say, "What? That's not normal, you know, like it shouldn't be like that." So that's kind of how it was for me. There was verbal abuse, which is a huge part of it as well, and that's typically how it starts. And then along comes the physical abuse, and it usually starts small, and there's always an apology after, and you always forgive, and then that creates the cycle of the power cycle. And this is actually a psychological proven thing that happens in domestic violence relationships. It's called the power and control wheel, and this is from the National Domestic Violence Hotline. So there are multiple ways that people can put you in a situation where you feel like you have no power, they have all the control, and you can't do anything about it, and it's too far in that you don't have friends anymore, because you've cut them all off. Either they have told you to do so, they give you an ultimatum if you don't, and things like that. So what happens with this is it's a tactics an abusive partner uses to keep their victims in their relationships. And while inside the wheel, it is comprised of subtle, continual behaviors. There is obviously the physical violence, and then there is the mental, verbal, more subtle forms, if you will. And examples of these can be using male privilege, so treating a woman like they should do certain things, they have to do things around the house, using economic abuse, so finances, taking the money, being the person who works so the woman is financially dependent on the man, minimizing, denying, and blaming. So making light of abuse and not taking concerns seriously, or saying it didn't happen, denial that nothing happened at all or they didn't mean it a certain way, stuff like that. Isolation is a big one. So cutting ties with your friends that you had, and this will happen slowly, and before you realize it, you don't have any more friends. And then emotional abuse, so putting you down with words, making you feel down about yourself, making you think you're crazy, which is gaslighting, which I'm sure a lot of us have heard about now, but it's only recently come to light. That's a huge part of it as well. Intimidation, making physical claims of threats, that's also a big one, or abusing pets or other things in the house to kind of take the person more seriously. And those are kind of the main things that the abuser can use to kind of put you in the power and control wheel or cycle. And once you're in this, it's very hard to realize that you're in it until it's spinning fast and you can't get out. It's not stopping. But you can. It is very hard. I'm not even gonna lie and say that it's easy. It is extremely hard. So if you see any of those signs in your partner, or if you see extreme jealousy, tells you can never do anything, insults you, puts you down, controls money, looks or acts at you ways to purposely scare you, controls you in any kind of way, so taking your phone, controlling what you do, what you see, prevents you from going to work, prevents you from making any of your own decisions. That is not normal, and that is not okay. And any kind of pressure as well. You have a choice to end the relationship right there, and obviously if someone is threatening you with physical abuse, or they do physically abuse you, it is a lot harder. And there are some resources out there. The National Domestic Violence Hotline, their number is 1-800-799-7233, and you can call them and they will offer you, they will stay on the phone with you and kind of walk you through what to do if you're in desperate situations. They can tell you where nearest shelters are that you'll be able to go to be safe, where the nearest police station is. And I also know it's very intimidating to go to the police and make these claims. Once you speak about it, it becomes real. A lot of people know about it. There can be the whole situation where nobody believes you, and that is a whole nother issue in America, in the world, but it happens a lot here. But I just want to say that I have experienced it as well, and how I got out, it took a lot for me to have the courage to say that I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I ran to the closest public place, borrowed a phone, called the police, and just decided that enough was enough, and there could be a time where I would get hurt and maybe wouldn't be alive after that. And it's a huge wake-up call. But there is people out there to offer help, and it can be doable. It is doable, especially for the people who have kids as well. There are many shelters that offer help for your children as well. And I just wanted to share my story and let you know that you're not alone, and you can get out of your situation. You will get out of your situation. If you need anything, please use any of the resources I mentioned. You can contact me. I will help you as well. Local police, they're a great resource to use, and I really encourage you to use that as well. And let's keep this topic talking about. I want people to be educated on it and more people to know about it so this can be prevented. Thank you.